Satchell here from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we are here with our training call of today on Saturday. Now, is everybody aware of where the recording training calls are if you wanted to listen to it in replay? Is everybody familiar with where that is? Okay. If you go on to the Creators of Wealth, you will see it. I encourage you. How many of y'all listened to that recording over for the 59, right? The power of 59 done by one of ours truly, okay? Very, very powerful information there, ladies and gentlemen. And again, if you're signing up someone new, do you think that would be a good recording to give them so that they would understand how strong that 59 is? It's not just, you follow what I'm saying? This is why we are doing this, and this is why we're making this important, okay? Now, I want to go over today. Everybody should know in here by now that we are giving away these certificates. We call them, they're incentives, okay? And I'm going to actually really help you understand how and why we do this, okay? Anytime you give people an incentive to do something, you'll get a higher rate that people will show up when you're giving them something to show up for, right? Y'all, are you with me? Okay. Now, obviously, that is the incentivize for those people to show up. But let me tell you why I really give them. It's more so that you, right now, ladies and gentlemen, with this point, when they receive that certificate, we are able to get their information, which is their email and their contact information, so that we can do what? Follow up on those people. But now, the way we have actually put this in proportion, we have literally put in place so that, ladies and gentlemen, when I do the webinars, okay, I want everybody to understand this. When we do these webinars every night, when you have a guest on the webinar, notice right now, I'm literally saying at the end of the webinar, make sure you get back to the person that invited you to the call. Are you following what I'm saying? So that you will be able to get what? Your validation code, all right, for that webinar. Now, for that certificate. Now, many of you, when you're doing a 3-week call, am I right? And not a lot of you have not said it. How many of you have had a guest or somebody that saw the information on the phone with you, and you told them, okay, let me get you on with my upline, and that person refused to get online? He didn't want to. No, that's all right. I just wanted to ask anybody there, right? No, I don't need to talk to nobody else or anything else like that. Let me upline. Let me tell you what that sounds like, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds like, that's like saying, here's Rick, right? Rick, let me get my boy over here. You follow us? Let me get my man over here. So all of a sudden, psychological, it's almost like that person is what? He's outnumbered. It's like 2 to 1. Okay, now here they come, and they're getting ready to do what? They're getting ready to sell me. They're getting ready to try to get me in that thing. Is everybody, and I'm trying to help you understand what's the thinking, that's the pattern that's going on when you're communicating. So the main reason why we put the certificate in, I said, okay, let's get back. Make sure, notice I don't give out and I say, here's the place to email me. I say, do what? Make sure you get back to the person that invited you to the call, and make sure they give you what? The validation code, okay? Now, where do you get the validation code from, ladies and gentlemen? Where do you get the validation code from? Okay. You get it from the sponsor national, your upline national leader, okay? Because your sponsor, sometimes if they're not an international, they don't know the code either, do they? No, it's important that you call what? Your upline national, okay? And hopefully that person is connected to your sponsor. See, my thing here is to create more communication amongst the team opposed to. So now if they say, hello, now anybody understand what's the question? Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this. How many of you actually have gotten the person on the phone and said, okay, what did you like? What do you think? How many of y'all done that? Okay. What did you like about what you heard today? Right? That sounds like the typical question. Okay. I want everybody, hopefully everybody got their notepads. I'm going to give you a specific on what you say when you actually call that or that person calls you back. Everybody got their notepads. Everybody got their writing, right? This is the statement. There's only one statement that you ask. When they call you back, bam, hey, Rick, how you doing, man? What did you hear tonight on the webinar that could benefit you and your family the most? Notice I didn't say what did you like. See, when you ask questions like that, you leave the stuff open-ended. It's an open-ended question so the person can go anywhere with that. Are you following what I'm saying in the communication? So if I asked you a specific question, okay, Rick, what did you hear? And if it don't matter whether it was a webinar, it doesn't matter if it was an event, even when the person at the event, what did you hear tonight that would be able to benefit you and your family the most? Are you following? So it doesn't matter. Those are the first words that need to come out of your mouth. Okay? Now they say, watch this. Now they say what it was that came out that they liked the most. Well, Rick, because see, you can't go negative when you ask a specific question. What did you hear on that call, on that webinar that could benefit you and your family the most? Okay. Now that they say, well, I really like the part of the savings of the money, or I love those trips, or I love the money, you be like, okay, great. Now, what are we going to do? Let me make sure we get your, watch this, let me get your validation code and just say, guess what? I definitely want to thank you, right, for listening, okay? And man, you're right. That's exactly what I got. But let's get your validation code now for you listening to the trip. Everybody hear me? Did you hear what I said? Do not get into a conversation because now when questions start to be answered, you caught up right now, okay? It's important, ladies and gentlemen, that you do a three-way with your who? Your upline leader, all right? And it's all right if your upline don't know, he can call the national, but you got to know who your national is. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you call your national, you be like, hey, Mr. Satchell, this is Rick. I just had Tracy on the webinar, and she really loved the aspect of BAM. Now, this young lady, she's a phenomenal young lady. She was fired up. She's excited. Ladies, and notice the words that I'm speaking about the person while we do this three-way call, okay? This is proven stuff. Man, Rick, I have Tracy on the phone. She loved the information. She really liked the part, Mr. Satchell, where she could make a ton of money because right now, guess what? She's a single mom. Give your upline some bullets. The bullets is what's going to close the deal. Now, how do you get these bullets, ladies and gentlemen? It's important that you consult with your person, right, before you even give them the information or invite them to the information, because there has to be a need for the information. Oh, my God. This is some good stuff. Okay. Mr. Satchell, she hasn't been on vacation in 3 years, and she really wants to be able to take her family. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're not asking these questions, if you're not, you're not consulting with your client, then you don't have, what are the closing bullets for you, ladies and gentlemen? The closing is not all of this vacation. It's the benefits of how it can take care of the problems. Are you following what I'm saying? So again, we say the people that make the most money in this business is the people that will solve the most problems. Okay, how do I find out the problems? I gotta ask questions. So basically, what are you trying to accomplish right now? What do you want to do? Are you wanting to put more in your account, save money? Are you tell me, what do you want this business to be able to do for you? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Am I right about that, ladies and gentlemen? Because many of you are here because somewhere along the line, you want to get financially free. You want to be able to travel more. You want to be able to spend more time with your family. So wouldn't it make sense when you're doing the three-way with your upline, you're saying, Mr. Satchell, I have a fantastic young lady. She's excited about the information. It's going to be real hard for her to be negative when you're giving that person so many kudos. Okay, are you following what I'm saying? Okay, it's important. So your job is to learn your client, learn the person, what their need is, because their closing is based on their need. What is their needs? That's what shows the value. So when I say, man, I was able to stay home with my family, how valuable is that, ladies and gentlemen? I'm able to literally fire my boss. How valuable is that? Now, do you think I would spend $159 to be able to literally be able to spend more time with my family? See the value I'm basing? It ain't all of these, travel and vacations and this and this and this is what it's going to do. But what can it do for me? I don't have time to spend. How would you like more of that time freedom? How would you like some more time to spend with you? Well, guess what? Kemp Satchell never understood leverage. I didn't know how to get my time back. All I knew what was to do was work, work, work. The more work I did, the more money I got paid. That's what I understood. But then when I got into the industry and I started learning some new things, how would you like to learn, Mr. Satchell? That's priceless, ladies and gentlemen. Are you following? Saying so? When you get these daggone certificates, you don't want to just give them a number or whatever the case may be. It's important that you do an upline with that person so you can do what? Encourage them. Why do we keep saying get from in front of these people, make the product, make the company bigger than you, let them know that, guess what? Bruce always says this all the time. I just want you to know that there's more support than just me. I want you to know what's behind this. When you're just doing the talking, guess what? You don't have what you need. And this is why we have to. So what I did is I put the certificate there so that they would have to do what? A three-way. The only way they're going to get that certificate is to do a three-way. You don't call. This is what's happening. I'm getting a lot of you calling me, sending me an email talking about, I had this person on the phone. I had a guest on the phone and they didn't get their voucher. Did they do a three-way? Did they get a validation code? You follow what I'm saying? These things are important. This is why we invest the money to have these certificates so that we can make them more effective for everyone. If we're not going to use the certificates right, if we just go, like some of you, hey, you're going to get a 3-day, 2-night getaway. Ladies and gentlemen, you are only hurting yourself when you're just telling, oh, you're going to get a 3-day, 2-night. I guarantee you, when you learn how to communicate with these folks and ask some of the right questions, like, how you doing? Have you been on a vacation lately? You know, how would you, if I'm in a store again, if I'm talking to somebody and I'm saying, listen, is this sufficing your needs? Is it allowing you to meet all your needs? Is it allowing you to really save the money? Listen, how would you like to learn more about the travel industry? These are just questions, ladies and gentlemen, that you can ask on anybody. Like, How's the economy working for you? Have you gotten a raise lately on your job? How many people can say they haven't gotten a raise in 2 to 3 years on their job, but the economy is going up, right? Many of us weren't getting raises and stuff like that, right? So wouldn't that be a nice question to say, man, how's that working for you? And you got to learn how to ask these questions. All right, so now, again, the process is when the certificate comes in, they are told to go to their upline. You are then to inform them in order to get that certificate, there must be a three-way done with the call. And that's why now we're really working as leaders to make sure you get off the call, because it's 9 o'clock when we get started. So it's close to 10 o'clock when we're complete. So I'm working on my time to make sure that, hey, guess what? I'm out of there just in about 38 to 40 minutes so that, guys, you will have time to be able to, are you following what I'm saying? Get that three-way in. Make sure you call me so you can get your validation code. And that's the one thing that I'm actually telling people. Make sure you call that person and get them in front. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, it's going to go so fast. If you don't start training like this, I guarantee you they're going to ask you one quick question, and next thing you're going to do is you're going to find yourself answering that question, and then you're in a whole match, and then they're thinking they got to do the same thing. So get that straight, and let's get into our training at 11:25. All right, I want to ask Rick and Tracy. Rick and Tracy, are you guys mic'd up? Do you have a mic on your phone? Mic on your computer? If I turned your speakers on, Rick and Tracy. Okay, I'm turning your mic on, and I'm going to have you guys do something real fast. All right, I just made you guys a presenter, okay? I just made you guys a presenter, and all you have to do is up there where it says your connection is pretty weak. Can you guys put on your microphone? It just says click here. All right, and again, we definitely want to welcome all those that were able to make it today. All right, Rick, can you hear me? Okay, I see.
You hear?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Kemp?
Yes, I can hear you. All right, somebody got
It's a little scratchy though.
feedback.
Is that us?
Yeah, I think you got some feedback. Somebody have a phone or something?
No. Nah. We not back. We not don't have no phone back.
All right. This is what's going to have to happen. You guys have what happens is when you're on here, you have a whole lot of feedback. It'll pick up everything in your background. You got to almost have complete silence because it will definitely pick up everything. All right. In the midst of that. So that may be the problem. Okay. All right. So what I wanted to do is today I wanted to have Rick and Tracy, and we'll probably set it up again. Okay. Okay. That's what it is. Basically, we'll set it up for next week. But if we could get a really good background so that we're in a environment, it just picks up. You're out. Okay, there it is. That's the problem. Okay, not a problem. But what I'm going to do, starting on next week, I'm going to really start working with individuals to be able to come up into the mic, and we're going to actually get people involved in the training as well. Because how many of you know, guess what? There's a lot of leadership. There's a lot of leaders in this room, right? That's definitely this couple here has definitely a wealth of knowledge, and we want to really start for those that's hitting the national levels, international levels, and things of that nature. We really want to put you guys up here because guess what? How many of you know I learned a whole lot when Ron did that Power of 59? I'm just like, man, that was just, how many of y'all learned some stuff that you've been in the industry for a long time but did not realize how powerful, you follow what I'm saying? That when people say that monthly fee and we get so caught up in it, but when you really heard that, it really takes you to another level. So we know we have some people in this room that have experience. I know Monique has been in the industry, Miss Travel Diva, as y'all know, she's been around the industry for quite some time with myself. And she's, I mean, when I tell you she's at every leadership conference that they have, I mean, in and out, and she's amongst some of the better companies. Do you think in her last 7 or 8 year tenure, she have learned some things, yes or no, that she could literally share with us that may have picked out? It's like no matter what you hear, ladies and gentlemen, none of us will hear the training the same way. We'll always hear it on a totally different level of where we are in growth. And some people will relate to others than they relate to me, right? This is why we have to get these women to literally stand up. You know what? Because guess what? They're going to see things on a totally different way than a man sees it. Am I making sense? I'm just being honest. You're going to see a younger person. We need young people that's going to step up because they see things totally different than the adults. I know when I was a young adult, I didn't want to hang out with the old people. I'm sorry. You know, who want to be with the senior choir? No, I want to be on the young adult choir. So it's important that we have, like, you take Mickey. Mickey's a young man in this industry, but he's on every call. He's there. He's pushing forward. So do you think your kids would listen to him more than they would listen to us? We got to diversify the leadership in this organization, which will take us to a totally different level. That's why a lot of people are saying, you know, it's a lot of young people getting involved, but you need that young person that literally has that flavor that that person will connect to and will be able to understand their position and what they're feeling as well. Am I making sense on that? All right. How many of y'all remember on last week, we were doing the leadership, we're here doing a leadership, and we was talking about amateurs versus leaders. Amateurs versus leaders. Are you an amateur or are you a leader? And it was, I had given you 10 ways to actually define that as we're going through, and I believe we got to the 4th way. But I have some other things that I have incorporated in this, okay, because we talked about amateurs versus leaders. Are you an amateur versus a leader? We was on the 4th one exactly. So what I wanted to do is we want to come up, we came up with some other things that we wanted to just give you a quick note, and then we're going to go into our 5th segment of that leadership. Okay, now watch this. Amateurs come with excuses. Leaders make sacrifices. Okay? Amateurs come with excuses. Leaders make sacrifices. All right? So a lot of people, they want to make a lot of money, but many people do not want to make the sacrifice. Am I making sense? It's not that you can't, but guess what? In anything great, you got to make some sacrifices. All right? Amateurs make money. Like I was making money back in the day, but now I'm building empires. Are you following what I'm saying? I want to build an empire. I don't want to just make money, because I noticed when I was just making money, I was living from paycheck to paycheck. Is that making sense, ladies and gentlemen? So the whole expression and the goal changes, because right now it's not just about making money. Life is critical right now, and it's important that we build what? Residual income streams. We have some leverage in our lives right now, right? Important. We have some passive income going on. That ain't about just making money. Am I right about that? Yes or yes? All right, amateurs try to get people, leaders sort through people. Amateurs try to get people, leaders sort through people. Has anybody ever heard that statement where, man, she just trying to get me in that business. He been trying to get me in that business. Oh yeah, that's Tracy. She been trying to get me in that business forever. Okay? The only reason why a person can say that is because of sometimes your approach. Okay, your approach. Or if you keep calling that person over and over and over and over, and the more you call them, the less they back off, the less you can't find, the less they answer their phones, right? Because of the way you are communicating with those folks. There's a difference in trying to get people and literally giving people an opportunity. Because normally when you give a person an opportunity, like y'all remember when you was in the interview at your job? Do you remember when you were doing the interview at work? Did you go home and say, oh yeah, she's trying to get me? Or did they, when they asked you the question, your question was, when can I start? Are you following what I'm saying? What was the difference? It was the way the communication went down. Notice when a person says to me, guess what? They put an ad in the paper when the person calls. They're calling you now, right? So it's kind of difficult for them to say you trying to get them when they called you. Am I making sense? Yes or yes? All right. Now, amateurs hang around people with problems. Leaders hang around people with the solution. Everybody will get this all day, every day. Again, here are key points. What am I doing? I have to start hanging around leaders. I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, when you start hanging around eagles, eagles will make you fly. Even the way they raise their young, eagles will kick your butt out, and you better fly. Period. They literally, you either gonna fly or die, one or the other. Okay, it's important that you start hanging around leaders, okay, so you can learn and adapt to their philosophies and their understandings. And guess what? You want to get away from those that have the problems. Am I right? Yes or yes? All right. Amateurs disregard their instincts. Leaders lead by instinct. Oh my goodness, this is a good one. Amateurs disregard their instincts. Leaders lead by their instincts. If you really don't understand this one, ladies and gentlemen, the world has taught us to ignore our instincts. And again, we need to follow our instincts. Am I making sense? Many of you see, oh my God, I got a gut feeling something is wrong with this. This don't seem right. This don't feel right. It's just like when you're driving, don't an instinct kind of go off to make you kind of feel like I'm not going in the right way? It's like, I'm just getting this. It's like, Spider-Man used to say my spider senses. You remember? They were tingling, right? Anybody? We all got those spider senses. They tingle. And it lets you know, guess what? Something ain't right here. That intuition, things like that. Oh, my gut feeling. Those are instincts, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? God created us with them for a reason. Am I making sense? Yes or no? And then many of y'all go against your instincts, and then you regret it, and then you're saying, you know what? I should have followed my what? All right, there it is. I should have followed my instincts, okay? Amateurs build their businesses by chance. Leaders build their businesses by design. Amateurs build their businesses by chance. Leaders build by design. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, when I say this, can you imagine this? Can you imagine McDonald's putting on a commercial and saying, I hope we get lucky? Mm. Can you imagine McDonald's putting a commercial? They're going to spend $1 million. Do you think it's easy to just spend $1 million without some kind of guidance and direction? No, not at all. If business is built like this, most businesses will fail, right? Right? And guess what? They say most businesses fail because of just this by itself. Many of us do, we got great ideas, but we don't have the plan. So a plan, if you don't have a plan, then you automatically are planning to do what? Fail. Am I making sense? This is why it's important to connect with your upline leader on a daily basis. Guess what? I don't know what this man, but I believe what he's saying. It makes sense. Well, guess what? Now that you've gotten started, make sure you are talking to your upline. And guess what? Your upline is not going to be begging you, trying to call you every 5 minutes, trying to get it. But guess what? The person that wants something, you're going to make sure you calling who? Your upline every day, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, watch this one. This one might hurt a little bit. This one may hurt a little bit. I warned you. Guess what? And I don't have this one on the board. Leaders believe in you, but leaders do not depend on you. Do you hear what I just said? Leaders believe in you, but they cannot depend on you, because that would stagnate your business. And that's how many people get into the management mode. You're so dependent that this person does their business that you're lacking doing your own business. This is good. See, we get caught up in, let me manage this person. Let me tell you something, ladies. Can I be the first one to tell you this if you never heard it before? You can't control what people do. You cannot control what people do. Okay? Period. The only person you can control what is being done is you. When you have sponsored someone into the business, right? I don't have to keep calling Bruce and Ron and Dolores and Jocelyn, Andrea. These people show up. Why? Because they want something, and with them showing up, guess what? I can't tell you if a person calls me, right? Hey, I'm there for you. If you have problems, if you need help, guess what? Did I not send out an email this week, ladies and gentlemen? And I said, listen, if you are having some problems building your business, make sure that you reach out to me so that I can help you or get you in the right direction so we can move forward. That's called support. Are you following what I'm saying? That's called support. Now, what am I going to do? Am I calling each person? I can't do that. But you now, and did I not put my phone number on the bottom of that email and said, contact me? That's a leader. Are you following what I'm saying? That is a leader. Now, someone who wants to build this business and make it work, they gonna call you. That's the people that you're working with. That's leadership. That's leadership. You follow what I'm saying? If Mike, and we got so many platforms. We got the platform on Facebook. I guarantee you, I double dog dare you to ask the question on Facebook in our group, and somebody don't address the question for you. I double dog dare you. It's been asked, and I ain't the one that's always, but ladies and gentlemen, are we able to help one another that way? A lot be more and more effective. See, I believe in everyone, but I cannot depend on anyone. And when I must tell you the reason why I said this is because, man, I remember when I heard that the first time, I said, dang, that's cold-blooded. And that one hurt me, okay, because I was still green and growing. Did you hear what I'm just saying? I was green and growing. And Shirley Leaks could tell you, I was at a conference and he said this at a major conference. He said, I believe in everybody, but I don't depend on nobody. I said, wow. Because you could get caught up. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's just making sense. Life can show up on the person that you was depending on. And guess what? They're no longer. You got people that have hit national. You got people that have hit regional, and they have just disappeared. And when you got your emotions so caught up in the what? I'm depending on you. I'm depending on you. Guess what? That's a hurt piece right there. Because you were so dependent on them, and now your business has gone to the cleaners. Amateurs build their business when they get time. Leaders make time to build their business, their empire. That's good. See, most people, again, you're actually waiting for time to present itself to do your business, but when you are a leader, you make time to build your business. I don't care what it is. Just like it come to this video, well, Kemp, I don't have time. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. When I wanted something this bad, I'm going to make time. I have had people that already have said, Kemp, I've cut one of my classes to make sure I cannot miss both trainings. I got to be on one of them. See, that's the key right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's not an if, and, or buts about it. I have to be in my training. That ain't no option, just like your job. Guess what? It ain't a point of you saying, well, listen, I don't got time to come here today. Really? Okay. I had people say, I've been going through. Did you go to work? I sure did. Okay, you made time to go to work. Well, that's important. Well, you don't believe this business can get you off your work, so guess what? There's an excuse when it comes to this business. I'm just being honest. You can make time to get to your job because you know that job is going to pay you. I know I'm saying some stuff that y'all don't want to hear, but it's real talk. Okay? So I have to be in my training. I have to be at those events. I understand how important these events are. I got to get around the leaders. I got to call. I got to make time to call. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. It was a statement that your parents used to say, what? It say, do it or get off the pot, right? Either you're going to do it or you're going to get off the pot. They said it totally different, but I know y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. We're going to go here. Is that good stuff right there? We can entertain it right there, okay? All right. So now we are going to go to number. Oh, wait a second. Somebody said I didn't finish. Okay. All right. We will. No. What? Okay. So I'm being told, did we do all of these last week? No, we did that this week, right? This was all new stuff, right? Okay. All right. Everybody got it? Okay. Go to step 4 now, right? We can go to step 4. And whatever I missed, I will make sure I make up on next Saturday. Okay? Step 3. Step 4. Step 4. Leadership is the ability to take average teams of individuals. Okay. Step number 4. We're going to start here. All right. Everybody there? Everybody? In fact, y'all should be able to help me because everybody should have their composition book and know exactly where I stopped at. Do you have your notebooks? Yes or yes? All right. Did we cover step number 4? Yes? No. No. Okay. Somebody said yes, we did. Somebody said no, 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 no. All right. No, we didn't. All right. We're going to go to number 4. We got 5 no's, which means we need to cover it. And that means maybe our admin don't have her notebook. Maybe you think perhaps, who knows? It's like I'm just playing, but come on. All right, we're going to go in 10 ways to define leadership. Number 4, leadership is the ability to take an average team of individuals and transform them into superstars. Wow. The best leader is the one who inspires his workers to achieve greatness each and every day. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Is that a good one or a good one? Did you hear what I'm just saying here? Literally, ladies and gentlemen, why do you hear me say this all the time? Number 1, it's important that I make sure that you are able to pay your bills. Are you following what I'm saying? Help you believe in yourself. So now what are you doing? You're constantly, watch this, you're constantly making sure that you, sow into you got to keep people encouraged. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you something here? You can't make this transition by yourself. You can't build this business by yourself. You can't build this business by yourself. So it's so important that, guess what? You are plugged in. Leadership is the ability to take an average team of individuals and transform them. Now watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Did I say it's the ability? Leadership is the ability to take an average team of individuals. So when you look at not just Kemp, but then you look at Rick, you look at Ryan, you look at Bruce, you look at team, you look at Donald Bradley, you look at Chinaza. Guess what? That's the team. What's the team? The team is what? Vacations. At the event, you don't see me at the event, but then there's an event that's going on in DC. Guess what? That right there, when folks are standing up there, it's giving people hope and belief. And that hope and belief is what? The energy that will move you forward. Yes or yes? Are you following what I'm saying? It's not leadership. It's not me telling, but guess what? Leadership is getting you to go. Leadership is making sure you're informed of the event. Leadership is literally saying, guess what? I know Donald and them is starting a business, and they're in London right now launching a business. How many of you would love to have some rep in London on your team right now? So what would have been a great way to do it? Could you have gotten somebody to that event? You sure could have. But with the social networks that we have today, Craigslist, Backpage, Yahoo, all of these places advertise. And if you would have put up one of those advertisements, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Is it possible that somebody would have went to that event on your behalf and you said, listen, make sure you meet with Donald Bradley or Chinaza and let them know that Gwen Harney invited you? Are you following what I'm saying? No different than state to state. If there's an event that's going on, what is it that's helping us? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I would never be able to be in 10 different places. You wouldn't be able to be in 10 different places. But right now, the company has 3 different location launches going on right now. There's leaders, Milwaukee, there's one in North Carolina, and there's one in London, right? So we could have all had folks at those particular events. Yes or yes? That's the ability to take the average anybody and turn them into a superstar. It makes a deal, ladies and gentlemen, when you are inspiring and helping people. I remember in the book that 11 rings that I had told you guys to actually read 11 rings, right? Guess what? The 11 rings, he said, how did he help these people? He told Michael Jordan was scoring like 30 and 40 points a game. He said, you know what? It's not about what you're doing, Michael Jordan. Yes, you're a superstar. But what if you could get everybody on the team to perform on that? Because you as a person, would you be able to score 40 points every single game? No, but get the people that surround you involved in the team, and now what can you do? You can win a championship. Am I making sense, ladies and gentlemen? This is so key. All right? It ain't about who I am. It's about helping the next person become who they can be. That's good. All right. Now let's go to step 5. Leadership is influencing others by your character, humility, and example. Oh my goodness. All right. This is the one right here, ladies and gentlemen. It is recognizable when others follow in words and deeds without obligation or, oh my goodness. Man, I want everybody to just take a picture of this one and just throw it up on your Facebook. Like, just throw it out there. Bam. Here we are. We constantly trying to get other people to do stuff. How do you get people to move forward by an influencing by who you are? This is why Jim Rohn says, right? It wasn't about the money that I made, but it was about the person that I became in the process. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many of us know we got to work on our character? How many of us know we got to become a little bit more humble, right? Right? And now we have to show examples so people will follow you, because now you're leading by what? An example, not by telling people, okay, oh, I got a team now. I want to, man, let me tell you, that's the worst leadership you could have, where somebody just got 3 or 4 people. And now, didn't I tell you to get on the conference call? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to do it. Just be on the conference call. Just be at the training. Just be at the event. You follow what I'm saying? Period. You're leading by example, not the stuff that you're constantly. Well, I'm trying to tell my people what to do. I'm trying to tell, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to tell people what to do. These are grown folks. These people, you got to be 21 to get into this business. Guess what? You don't tell people what to do. They do what they want to do, but they're going to follow you if you're doing the right thing. Hello, talk about that character. Yes, that's huge, ladies and gentlemen. Lying to people. Guess what? Character. You follow what I'm saying? Your character is everything. You'll hear me say this all the time. Your talent and your skill will get you to the top. Your talents and skills will get you to the top, but your character will keep you there. Your integrity will keep you there. Are you following what I'm saying? Period. Point blank. We're seeing a whole lot of this stuff going down with the NBA, the NFL, people getting locked up and everything. That's all character. It don't matter how much money you making, ladies and gentlemen. Your character still goes with it. And guess what? If your character ain't right, you got a silver bullet that will kill your life. That's guaranteed to take you out of here. Okay? Character. Your character defines you. And that's when the person says, no, I don't want to be on your team. This person's character, they just mean. They just, as soon as I ask them a question, don't you know all you got to do is be on a training call? Character. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't want to listen to nothing. You don't want to listen to nobody. You just want to do your thing. That's character. That stays with you, ladies and gentlemen. It don't matter how rich or how poor you are. Your character is everything. And we must work on that on a what? Daily basis. All right. Number 6, leadership is action committed by a person or group that produces an output or result. What is it? Action. Actions. Committed actions, which seems like that's something that we're doing on purpose, right? It didn't just say the actions, but I'm committed to this action on at least 2 to 10 to 15 hours a week. I'm committed to some action to perform my business, and I will get something that I will what? Get some type of result. There's no way, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to do 10 sit-ups every single day and you do not get a result. There's no way you're going to come to these training calls and listen to this time after time and not get a result. There's no way you're going to keep putting a new person on the webinar and not get a result. There's no way your feelings is not stop. Listen, I done got accustomed to the no. It don't even penetrate me no more. Yeah, it used to hurt my feelings, but there's no way you could keep hanging around these folks. And it's just like poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, we kept hanging around it. Poverty, poverty, poverty. Did it not become a part of you? It had to become a part of you because that's what you were doing on a daily basis. So when you look at the environment, it's important that we start changing the environment so that we can change the actions, which will change the what? Production. All day, every day. Y'all want to talk to me? Or y'all still writing? Okay. All right, let me see. We're going to go to 7. Leadership is the collective action of everyone you influence. Leadership is the collective action of everyone you influence. Your what? Your behavior, your actions, and your words. What? Come on, somebody. Let me just, can I get a circle on this one? Your words. I gotta write on your behavior. I gotta write on the board today. Your what? Your actions. I gotta write on the board, even though I already wrote, but these things need to be highlighted, right? Our job is, watch this. Our job as a leader is what? Energize. How can you energize when you have no energy? Are you following what I'm saying? No matter what a person does, ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you, I appreciate every last one of you for being on the call. What did I just do? Appreciated you for being here because you could have chose to do something else. But guess what? Unless you're here, I can't help you become better leaders, and that means the team can't grow. So guess what? Is that something to appreciate? Yes or yes? If the person shared it and signed up one person, is that something to appreciate? I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, if you just learn to appreciate your folks, leadership is collective action of everyone you influence. Everyone. When that person calls you and you are literally like, man, how you doing? Good to hear from you. Glad that you could call. Do you think that person might just want to call you again? Yes. Man, you didn't call him. Girl, where you been at? I ain't seen you on a call and nothing. You ain't been to none of the meetings. You never been to nothing in China. You never been. Like, that person will get off the phone and be like, well, I guess I won't call them no more if they're going to act like that. Am I right? Am I making sense? Absolutely. So what is leadership? Okay? It is not to scold people. You're not here to scold other people. Hey, look, let me scold you because they didn't come to the meeting. Just appreciate them when they're here. Appreciate whatever they do. You do more appreciation, you'll get more activity from the person. Amen? Amen. Let the say amen. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have hit number 7. Okay? I want everybody to do this. Make sure you go to your Facebook and let them know. Guess what? Good training. All right. That was an hour. Imagine again if we continue to just focus on our hour of training. And then what I want you to do is I want you to study this information. How can I become a better leader? There's books out there by what? I love John Maxwell. He has some of the best books out there when it comes to leadership. Don't just stop here, but is this some good information right here, ladies and gentlemen? So wouldn't it be nice to just in case you didn't hear from the person, call them up and say something encouraging. Like, listen, I'm calling you because I was concerned. What did my email say to you today when I sent it out? It says I'm sending out this memo because I'm concerned about what? Your well-being. Y'all didn't get no hate mail from me. I'm never going to send you no hate mail. I've been around that type of leadership. Monique can tell you. Okay? Just hating on the people. Y'all ain't do this. Y'all ain't do this. Y'all ain't do this. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe in tough love. Did you hear what I just said? I don't like that tone. That tone, people say tough. The tougher you are, let me tell you something. You can have that one. You can have that one. You don't have to cuss me out. Appreciate me, and I'm going to know you care about me. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. What they say, you will get more with honey. What, something, the bees get more with honey. Y'all know that statement, right? But it's so important that we do this. So again, I want everybody to go out there again. Guess what? Don't go out beating up the people. Just tell them how good your training was. Just go out there and, whoa, you missed it today. Man, we got some good stuff. Man, I don't care if it's something that you do, whatever you do, just, hey, hashtag appreciate your team. Hashtag influence, encourage. Even that, there it is. More honey than, okay, more with honey than with vinegar. It's something else. But yeah, be kind. Okay, nothing like loving on your people. Guess what? I want to be around that. So again, we appreciate each and every last one of you as we continue to move forward in building our organizations. I encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, let people know how important it is to be on their training. And guess what? We will have a much better and bigger team. I know a lot of people are participating in launch calls and things of that nature. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, we are about to explode. Did you hear what I just said? You want to get in the thick of things. We are literally about to explode. Okay? I can't tell you. I'm feeling an energy right now that's coming off of vacations that I'm getting phone calls from people that's just saying, oh my God, what is going on over there? What? I just had somebody, oh my gosh, she just texted me on Facebook. I'm back on board. Just now. Listen, I'm seeing why. Because the leaders are leading by example. How good does it feel to hear that, man, we are launching in London. We are launching in another state. Guess what? London's where it starts. Where you think we're going to go from there? Germany, perhaps. We've gotten things, Jamaica, perhaps. Guess what? Where's your launch going to be taking place? Okay? What state do you see yourself opening up already? I don't care where you, I'm going to build this thing in Philadelphia, and I'm going to continue to encourage and beat down and tell, boom, 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 until it's done. All right? So we got something to fight for. We got something that we believe in, and I guarantee you have leadership that will take you or help you get wherever you need to go. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do a launch party, or if you want to do a travel party, like this is the travel, I have a travel social party. Like if you don't want to have it at your house, guess what? You got people all over the state. Guess what? I'm going to have a travel party right online. And it could be yours personally. First of all, we want to welcome everybody here. We know how to party online, okay? So you just decide, you got your 10 people that's going to come to your party. Just send out an RSVP. I got 5 people, Mr. Satchell, that want to do a travel party. All right, we might have to take a different approach, but guess what? It can be done right here online, I promise you. And that travel party leads to the extravaganza. Are you following what I'm saying? Because, oh man, I got some good stuff. We got some good stuff lined up for you. So we don't want it to stop because you may not be able to have a big enough house or apartment or whatever the case may be. We are going to help you do whatever you need to get done. Through your leadership, the people that's here, we're getting it done. God bless you guys and have a good afternoon.